Here's one of the main reasons why you do not have money right now. Stick around and I'm going to tell you why. Hello and welcome to another edition of Divine Alchemy, where you are the creator of your reality. My name is Jason, and thank you very much for joining me today. So on this topic, we're going to discuss on why you probably are not having the money that you want right now. And so since this channel is very devoted to the law of attraction, basically it's really nothing magical. What it is a certain mindset that one has. And so what you think has a direct effect in your outer reality. So if you're thinking nothing but negative thoughts all day, well, that's exactly what you're going to get eventually, because those thoughts will start leading up to energy building up to a chain of events that will unfold to make you get in direct proportion exactly what you're thinking. So one of my favorite authors is Dr. Joseph Murphy. Very, very phenomenal books that he has written, so I highly suggest you check him out. But the reason why I like a lot of his stuff is because it's very simple and it's very practical and gets right down to the root of what's going on. So again, the subconscious mind is the gateway to your outer reality and how you want to manifest things in your outer life. So there's a couple different keynotes here that I have wrote down in studying a lot of this work and to keep it very simple. So again, why don't you have money? Well, most people are indirectly or inadequately compensated because they feel that they're openly or silently condemning the money that they have. So again, if you're walking around all day and you feel like, oh, I need to have this job or have a job where you're making a good amount of money, well, that may be true, but however, there's a contradiction in your subconscious mind. It's that you're condemning it. You're saying, I am not worthy of it subconsciously. And that's probably why you do not have it. You ever notice where people are just really lucky and things just fall right into their lap just like that? It's like, well, how are you doing it? And you would probably notice that they have a very positive mindset. So that's one of the things that, and they may not even know it. So again, that's one of the reasons why you do not have the money that you want. It's all mental and how you perceive something, because we're all connected to what's called quantum entanglement, and that you are sending these signals and frequencies out there, and then you are unknowingly doing that and walking into people, places, and things that will reaffirm your reality onto that. And so going further into my notes, they also refer to money as either evil or filthy. Well, again, you're certainly condemning it in your mind, so therefore you're not going to get the money that you want. You want the money, but your subconscious mind is telling you, hey, that's either evil, it's the root to all evil, and that is not true whatsoever, and that is far from the truth. It is a tool, it is an inanimate object, and therefore it's all in how you use it. You can use any power in the world two ways. You can use it for good, or you can use it for bad. You cannot condemn something that you want, or else it's going to fly away from you, basically. Another thing, too, is that some people think that there's some sort of virtue in poverty. It's like, oh, I got everything that I need. I don't need much. If I'm living in lack and poverty, like I'm doing some sort of God's work, that's not true whatsoever. That's far from the truth. A matter of fact, if you are a firm believer in Source or God or whatever you want to call it, they actually want to see you rich and prosperous because it is your God-given birthright. You are already born rich, but you have let people talk you out of it from a young age. And that's the other thing, too, is that if you have a subconscious pattern of lack, it might have come from the training that you received when you were a child. It's evil, it's the root to all evil, and all sorts of nonsensical stuff that probably set you back subconsciously, and you didn't even realize that you are thinking those sorts of things. So again, and then also too, false interpretation of scripture. That's another big thing that holds people back from having their wealth and their money. Scripture is great. I'm totally for it. However, a lot of people misinterpret it. And so those are the things subconsciously that will hold you back from getting the wealth that you want. And you know what? Wealth doesn't necessarily mean money. It can mean wealth and friends. It could mean wealth and money, or, luxury items that you want. And that's perfectly fine, but all within the right reasons. You came here to enjoy life and to experience things. So why not have nothing but the best? But if you were told that you do not deserve this or that, or, you listen to one of your friends years ago and you completely forgot what they said, but psychologically and subconsciously it got stuck in your mind, well, that starts to create your outer reality. So the one key thing you need to be aware of is that you must feel worthy of your wealth. That is without a given. And that if the more you monitor how your subconscious mind works and what are the thoughts that are in there, then you could start to reverse that process. Now, for me, like I said again, I am a big fan of vision boards or auto-suggestion. That's one thing that Napoleon Hill would talk about, is auto-suggestion. So, for example, you don't have to go repeating millions of mantras a day to get into that zone. You can basically, like with this painting right here, it's a horse. It's jumping over the stream, and these little bricks right here basically represent money. And it's taking the leap of faith. So again, if I'm at a stuck point or I feel scared, I look at something like that and it reminds me of, hey, take that leap of faith, because if you do not take a chance in life, you're basically going to fail by default. You have to take risks. No matter if you play it safe, you're going to fail straight out. And there's no candy coating that. And another tool that I use too is that I have a dry erase board with certain characters on it and symbols like money symbols, happy faces on it, or I am wealthy. There's like $1 million scribbled on there. I just simply look at that for a brief point in moment, and it just keeps getting embedded into my subconscious mind. That's how I was able to gain my financial freedom, is by doing that process. I wrote a number down that I felt comfortable about and just let the universe do the rest. Now, it doesn't mean that, sit around all day. You have to take action, but it's called inspired action. And to me, the inspired action is the divine force in you telling you to act on certain things. You may be acting on it and you may not even realize it, and you walk into that right person at the right time, at the right place, and you get your big break, or it leads you into another resource to get you to where you want to be. So again, if you condemn money, if you want money, but then you condemn it, well, you're not going to get it. And that goes not just for money, but for anything. So you can't say, I want to be successful, I want to have all these friends and all that stuff, but then in the back of your mind be thinking that I'm not worthy of it, because it's not going to happen. You got to keep in mind of what thoughts were embedded into you at a young age, as a child, and to start reversing that process. And so it's a simple process, but however, it's going to take some time, because you have programmed your body to feel a certain way. And so if you feel that way, now you're going against your biology, which that's perfectly fine. You're going to feel a little uncomfortable a little bit, possibly, and that's perfectly fine, because what you're doing is working. So again, in order to manifest something, you have to feel worthy of it, but you got to know where those subconscious patterns came from. So therefore, you can start reprogramming it into your subconscious mind to get the wealth or financial freedom or whatever it is that you want. And I've seen some of the most insane manifestations that are beyond belief to prove to me that this stuff works if followed properly. It's going to take time, but it is well worth the effort. And I'm a big fan too of saying that if you're going to manifest something, don't necessarily go chase it. It will come to you at the right time, or you will walk into it, but it's up to you to see that chance or that blessing, and for you to act upon it. Now, don't also be thinking too, oh, that's only my one time. There is an infinite amount of ways that you can get your stuff. If it doesn't happen right off at the bat, then there's another moment. Luck never runs out. That's something that you create, so that's a big misconception. You never run out of luck, but you create it, and you have to act upon it. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I will come back with further content explaining more testimonials and certain things or keynotes from certain books that I really like, that I find to be very simple and practical. And that's the thing, is to keep these processes simple and practical.